Happy Faith-Fueled Fit Friday, everyone. Today's segment is how we have honored God through healthy choices that we've made through this week. Now, if you haven't made the healthiest choices this week, don't worry. It is never too late to start. So I don't care if it's the last day of the week. You can hop on this train and it'll be fine. So don't be discouraged by that. I was inspired to start this segment every Friday from now on because I had a subscriber reach out in a comment and ask what I thought on eating for pleasure. And he expressed some concern for his own health and fitness with him being older and just it's a newer stage in life. And I totally get that. So I wanted to, because my channel is about faith and everything in life, I look at it from, the perspective of my faith and my relationship with God. And, fitness is something I've talked about before. And so why not, how better else than to make a segment every Friday about how I do my fitness and how I do my health and stuff, my journey, and share that with you guys based on my faith. So thank you for asking that question. And I am excited to see what God does with that and how, he helps me grow and you guys grow as we walk through this together. So with that, we are going to look at 1 Corinthians 6 verses 19 to 20, where it says, "Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your body." Now, I know the context of these verses is found in verse 18, where Paul is addressing sexual immorality. But for me, I don't look at this as just sexual immorality. I view this as how do I treat my body overall with everything, what I consume, what I wear, all those things. So I want to do the absolute best because my body is God's temple, and I do need to care about what I put in it, because what I put in it, comes out in my health and will affect my future, and it will affect my ability to serve him. And I want to be healthy. I want to see, I want to live the healthiest life for my family, see my kids have their own families. And I just want to live a long and healthy and happy life and be active as long as I can. And my future depends on what I'm doing now. So that's why, I'm so passionate about fitness and incorporating my faith into that, and how my fitness has gotten better because the fuel for that has been my faith. So that's why I've started this segment. Thank you for the subscriber, Casey Stafford, I believe. Thank you for commenting, and that's your shout out. I appreciate you. So that's why we're starting this segment, why we're going to be doing this on Fridays. So our body is a temple, and God cares about what we do with our bodies. So with that, I just want to share what my exercises have looked like through this week, how it's not been perfect, but it's been intentional, and that really matters. I should have probably not gone as hard with my workouts as I did. I was pretty tired several days this week, and I should have done more resting. But my mentality is, if I'm not moving, if I haven't exercised, then I'm gonna gain weight, and I just kind of mentally go back to where I once was, and it's not. So it's something I have to work on. So like I said, I haven't been perfect, but I've been intentional, and that matters. So don't expect perfection. When you fail, just don't view that as a chance to give up. Use it as a springboard to, get back up and prove your intentionality and your dedication and your pursuit, your absolute pursuit of what you want to see in your life. So yeah, anyways, with that being said, here are some workouts that I've done this week. I like to start out my strength training workouts with a fast mile and do a total of 10 minutes of a run just to get my heart rate up. And then I use the Apple Fitness Plus when I'm at home. I don't have a gym membership anymore. And these workouts are really, really intense. I'm sore a lot. And that helps me know that I pushed myself. The Apple Fitness, one of the things that they've updated is to where you can create plans within your account that, helps reach the goals that you want. So I've been doing more total body workouts that just work both the lower body, the upper body, and the core all in one. I do that for about a half hour after my 10-minute run. And then I just go through that 30-minute workout according to my Apple Fitness plan. And so for this day, it was a total body, but then some other days my focus will be lower body, and then another day will be upper body. But I really hammer in these workouts. Apple Fitness is pretty intense if you want to go that way. But they do have alternatives. If you're a beginner, you can go with a more intermediate, more of a beginner style workout. After my strength training, I like to do a 10-minute kickboxing just to work some more of my core and keep my heart rate up. And those are pretty fun. Those 10-minute kickboxing workouts tend to fly by pretty quick. And I know my form and everything isn't perfect, but I really enjoy this, and this really helps keep my heart rate elevated. And then I like to finish off with a 10-minute core. After having a baby, my core has weakened even more than it was to begin with. So getting in some core workouts is really, really important for a mama especially. But these core workouts, I feel pretty sore after those as well. So I've really been enjoying those. That's kind of like where my heart rate starts to come down more after my more intense workouts. And it really works that area of my body. And then with my nutrition, I was in a maintenance area in my nutrition, but the last couple weeks I have entered into a calorie deficit. And what that looks like is, I don't want to overwhelm you with talking about counting macros and giving you a bunch of numbers and things and overwhelming you, because when I first started, my fitness journey, I wasn't counting macros. I was just looking at calories. So I encourage you, start looking at your calories. I use this simple app that I have the annual subscription for because it is extremely budget friendly. It's the Lose It app. I track everything on there and it's super easy. It's got a barcode that I can scan the products of the foods that I'm eating, and then I weigh it out, and then I just put in the numbers, what the weight is, and then it just puts in everything for me, calories and all the macros. But like I said, I'm not going to overwhelm you with the macros. Just look at the calories. That's what I encourage you. And if you don't want to pay anything, just get out a piece of paper and write down, the calories that you're consuming. Because look at the nutrition labels. Look at the serving sizes and weigh out your food and write down how many calories you're consuming. Because if you just look at your food and you think, oh, I think this is an X amount of calories, you're usually off by several hundred. And in my experience, I have never guessed calories correctly. So really look at the nutrition label, count out your calories, and see how many calories you're consuming through the day. And then with that, my subscriber mentioned he feels like he's starving. You don't have to feel like you're starving. I have made the mistake of starving myself in the past, and I never prospered in a diet like that, being totally restricted of things. And eating for pleasure, yes, I eat for pleasure. And I tell you that it's all because I count my calories. I know where my macros are, and it gives me that freedom to have room for my Feastable bar that I eat in the evening. That's my sweet treat. So yes, I do eat for pleasure, but it's within my calories. It's in my macros, and we'll learn more about that in the future. But with being in a calorie deficit, I don't feel like I'm starving myself now because I make little tweaks to my diet, and I will show you how I do that. I have an example here of these two different types of sausages, and I personally I go for the ground turkey sausage now, because if you look at these nutrition labels, look at how they're different, 2 ounces of each of those, and look at the calorie the difference between the two. There's 250 calories in 2 ounces of this sausage, or in these 2 ounces in the ground turkey sausage, there are 110 calories. So I can eat a lot more of the ground turkey sausage than I can of this other sausage. So I swap that out. I want to eat more. I want to feel fuller. So really start paying attention to the serving sizes and the calories. And then in this ground beef and the ground turkey that I have here, I can eat 3 ounces of the ground beef that I have here, or I can eat 4 ounces of the ground turkey for the same amount of calories. So making subtle adjustments like that will really help you in your calorie deficit that you're shooting for, and to not feel like you're starving yourself. Do not eat 1,200 calories only. I do not advise that. It is not sustainable. The moment you start, you've reached your goal weight or whatever, and you start consuming more calories because you need to start consuming more calories. If you're an adult, you need more than 1,200 calories. You will gain your weight back, and that is not the goal. You want to lose the weight and keep it off. And so do not be in such a terrible calorie deficit, because once again, I used to do that. It was not helpful. That will be also something else that we talk about in other Friday segments on what calories should we be shooting for, because that's something I'm still playing around with, what works best for me, because we're all different. But it all boils down to, paying attention to your calories. Look at the nutrition labels. Start swapping out some of those higher calorie food options for the less calorie food options that you can consume more of. So with doing that, I still consume a lot of food in the day, but a lot less calories in my calorie deficit. And I'm not hangry. I never feel like I'm starving myself. And yes, I get to still eat for pleasure. So that is my encouragement, is that you don't have to feel like you're starving yourself. Just start paying attention to your calories and the nutrition labels, and make those little tweaks to what you're consuming, and you'll start seeing a difference. So that's just, one of the small things, but very impactful things that I've done in my weight loss. And I hope that helps encourage you. And I hope that this helps you understand a little bit more of what you may need to do in your own nutrition and fitness. And yeah, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and definitely give me a thumbs up if you like that, this Friday segment that we're going to start doing now. And don't miss Wednesday segments either. Those are still going to be the Bible study specific segments that I do on my channel. But Friday is Pursuing Fitness Fueled by Faith. So definitely give me a thumbs up for encouragement. I'd appreciate it. And share with anyone that you feel would be interested in any of this. And yeah, so I just hope you have a wonderful weekend and make godly choices as you try to make your temple the best for Him. Yeah, and just know that if you fail, just get back up. This community is here for you. I'm here for you. I want to hear from you. What are some things that you might be learning right now in your fitness, faith journey? And yeah, so I just love to hear from you. And with that, I will see you in the next video.